Let me get this straight. You blew up a building.
2 CIs and the CEO of 22andU.
Two competing federal agencies with the same mission.
I don't understand why those Fed a-holes are so darn mean.
To protect the public from the scourge of dangerous misinformation.
You know those bum idiots. This is all them. We had a solid case.
The word entrapment, not even in their vocabulary.
The explosives we provided were fake.
Sworn to a duty to always tell the truth.
We have no indication at this time that this was a deliberate act.
We're all being transferred.
To where?
The only place currently with openings. Alaska.
Good morning.
Welcome to the office, huh?
And we got the retro feel. You know, the funny about federal buildings, they're all different, but they're still somehow all the same.
Oh, good morning, Agent Walker. At the coffee station. We actually drew straws before he got here, and I won, so we get to work together.
Let's get started. Let's see if we can't stir something up.
Let's give it a minute. I like to warm up the truth muscles a little coffee beforehand.
Well, what do you want to do first?
What do we have for a surveillance van?
Oh, wow. I got a Ford Explorer. We don't have a surveillance van.
Do you put up many cases here?
Cases?
Yeah, cases. We're the tip of the spear when it comes to protecting American democracy.
You really believe this? You really believe that people posting crap online is going to cause our country to crumble?
I think the work that we do is important.
We don't have a surveillance van.
Missing people got one. We've never needed one.
We need a surveillance van. We need a big case or a CI who can lead us to a big case.
What do you need the van for?
Surveillance.
CIs, or confidential informants, are the lifeblood of any good law enforcement agency. Public posts on social media are one of the best ways to find CIs. Agents would never use coercion or take things out of context to try and persuade someone to become a confidential informant.
The new Taylor Swift single is absolute fire. I'm just seeing a lot of incendiary and violent language here.
Agents always need to be on their toes and ready to make snap decisions.
Is there anything I can do for you guys?
Actually, David, there is something you can do for us.
Chicken nuggies.
Chicken nuggies.
What?
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger. McDonald's cheeseburger.
Burger King.
Burger King cheeseburger.
Flame broiled.
And chicken nuggets.
Oh, baby, know you're gonna like it. I wanna be your beaver pilot. Said, honey, know you're gonna like it. I wanna be.
Awesome, right?
Is this a loner?
This thing's totally legit.
What is this? It's got windows!
Good evening.
Hello, everyone.
Oh,
right. I did. No, I didn't. Twice.
Oh, Lord.
I did now. I did now.
Yes, we are good. It's, it wouldn't be us without, technical difficulties all over the place.
But do not adjust your set. I'm wearing a different hat.
You are wearing a different hat. But, hey, we sound okay. We don't sound bad. I'm liking this. Oh, how's your Friday?
It was kind of uneventful, which isn't best, business-wise, but
yeah.
I guess I didn't overexert myself.
No breathing problems today. How is your breathing? Do you breathe, Michael?
Funny thing that
how do you breathe?
I got this one particular medication that if I go without it for just a few number of days, I really start feeling terrible without it.
Really?
And with my new insurance, which started January 1, that script finally came around because it's a 30-day serving or 30-day thing each time.
Oh, right. Gotcha.
So my new insurance wants pre-approval for this medicine.
Okay. For every time you have to refill
Well, this
it,
is the
or-
first time this insurance is covering this one.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
And I know without insurance, a 30-day disc of it is like over $700.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's Friday.
Yeah.
The doctor put in the script order on Wednesday.
Okay.
They want pre-approval. Show of hands. Who thinks we'll get pre-approval over the weekend?
Oh, God.
So, yeah, I'm excited.
So you don't have any of the medication right now?
Yeah, correct. I don't have the steroid.
Oh, God. So you can just kind of feel yourself going downhill over the weekend, basically.
I'm going to be a scratch for the soccer tournament this weekend.
Okay. You're not going to be participating in the Super Bowl this weekend.
No, not Super Bowl either.
You're not going to be watching the Super Bowl either, are you?
No interest. I'm already on to hockey.
Oh, gotcha. Who's your team?
Dallas Stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense since you're a Dallas guy or a Texas guy.
Right. What I originally, this is kind of close. It's an almost modern jersey, but I really like the jersey from the late 90s, early 2000s, because the way it was cut, you put your arms up like that, and the cut of the jersey was a star.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's really cool.
Yeah, no, I remember that one. It's funny. You're gonna be like, ugh, but I'm obviously a Columbus fan, right?
Probably same rules, yeah.
Ohio.
Roots in Ohio, yeah.
Got to be in Ohio. But I also like the Penguins.
Yeah, is that just because your company?
I'll tell you. Well, my old company, and it was
okay.
It was because we went. My my friend and the guy who used to own the company that I work for now has always been a good friend, and so because he was a good customer too, we were able to go back, and the company I used to work for was headquartered in Pittsburgh. And so we actually got tickets to the suite, right?
Oh, wow.
And we were able to sit into the suite. And we did this a couple of times, but we also...
How is the view from that far back watching on the ice?
Oh, dude, the suite view is awesome. I mean, there's not really a bad seat in most hockey arenas, right?
Well, I mean,
because you're pretty close to the ice anyway.
With their Anchorage Aces, it's a smaller arena at Sullivan, and normally I prefer my tickets like behind one of the nets instead of center ice.
Yep.
But when I look at something like American Airlines Arena or something, where the Stars play, and I know the tickets I'm going to afford are probably 3 rows from the roof. So
yeah, so they're middle of the arena, and then you've got the box where you've got like stadium seats that come out, and so you've got like a little area of sitting, and then you go back, and then the suite's got all the food, and then there's like a bar area and benches back there and couches in the back, and I mean it's really plush, right?
And executives wearing business suits and whatnot.
Not so. So I got a really cool story about the one time we went. So and always they were also Pittsburgh Steelers fans. So we went in combination with a Pittsburgh game. So I've actually been to Heinz Field twice and sat in the box there too, which was in the end zone. And
just wore a nondescript black polo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, no, there's a company that a cable company whose colors just happen to be black and gold. So I would just wear a company sweatshirt for the company.
Sure.
And I fit right in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I don't have to wear the gear, but I can wear, this.
But you're there with company people, so you can't really throw the Molotov cocktail over your shoulder as you're leaving the place.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because that'd be really tough for me to fight that urge.
they kind of frown on that. Yes.
I frown on Pittsburgh. But I do like the Penguins for their name for hockey because although as a mascot, a penguin's not terribly a ferocious animal, but it is, ice related.
Right.
And there, I get it. I like how they did that,
Yeah.
The Dallas Stars are actually, they moved from Minnesota where they were the North Stars.
Oh, right.
And I can associate that with winter as well.
Gotcha. Yep. So this I have pictures.
Nice.
This gives you an idea of how close you actually are. So, see,
so
we're
yeah,
kind of in the
big old
corner.
open view.
Yeah, no. So it's not a bad
And you don't really have to worry about the jackass in front of you standing up.
Yep, that's during the game. Let's see what else. Down here, there's some action. Yeah, it's zoomed in, obviously, but
right.
There's one that's not too in. So
That's
yeah,
that was Sydney too. Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Yep, 87.
Who are you playing? Buffalo. Looks like the Sabres.
I think that was the Sabres. Yeah, we went to 3 games there.
Okay,
and then so this is the other one.
Yeah.
But you can see, I mean, it's not a bad view either, right?
And especially if it's crap weather.
Oh yeah, I know exactly. You're in the
you're in the convenience of indoors.
Yeah, no, exactly. So there's the rest of the field, kind of zoomed in. So yeah, no, it was a good time. I think so. The one night we went, I think it was a night game. It was a Sunday night game play against the Ravens. And
I remember you being there.
And the crowd was ridiculous in there. It's like they overstuffed the box. I mean, we always had a much better time at the Penguins game than we did at the Steelers game. It was just beyond a good time at the Steelers game. There was always some weird thing that happened at the Steelers game. Like the first time it was like really packed in the booth, in the box, like they overdid it, or people invited people they shouldn't have, or something happened.
Yeah.
And then the second time we're there, we're checking out it. This was a Sunday day game, and it's over with, and we're getting ready to leave. We're kind of figuring out this stuff, and then it was a shared box from our company and a different company, and there was some executive from the other company, this woman, and she made some comment about us stealing liquor or something, or like, don't steal the liquor from this, from the booth or something.
The complimentary liquor that came with your ticket to get in. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, don't take a bottle or something. I mean, she made some like rude comment, and my friend owns a pretty large construction company, right? Like we're not, we're not hoodlums. We're,
well, some people get out of paying a tax, liquor tax.
You're dealing with professional people, and you make this kind of comment. And
I mean,
what a shithead thing to say.
Your standard knuckle dragger that, you'd be afraid of doing that is up there in 4th level.
Mm-hmm.
He paid $23 to get in.
Yep.
That's why when I go to an away game, my rule is I will not sit above field level. Although the last game I went to, Benji and I sat at club level, 2nd level, in Dallas, but it was row 1.
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
So and the reason why I prefer, basically what's really the higher dollar seats is the people around me, because I'm an opposing fan in an away game.
Yep.
And they're not going to want to get kicked out and lose their season tickets over something.
No, exactly.
And of course, I'm not going to act like I'm about to get a beer poured over my head or make someone want to. So,
no,
for sure. But if I were up, canopy level where you didn't have to pay much to get in,
yep.
Johnny Crobagnon, man, probably won't care if he gets kicked out for starting a fight.
Oh no, exactly.
Especially after 17th beer.
Oh yeah, exactly. So this is the coolest story though I had on any of these trips. Is the second trip we were there, we went and we did a tour of the the arena. It was, I think, some kind of paint arena or something at the time, right? And so we did a tour, and it was a guided tour, obviously, and there was a tour guide. Older gentleman in his 70s, right? Long time season ticket holder. But his tickets were like, I mean, you talk about being 2 rows from the roof. Yes. He was actually the top row of the arena is where his seats were.
He had to sit in a squat because the roof came.
Yeah, pretty much, right? But he had his tickets for years and years and years, and so we're going through this tour, and we get to the booths, to the section where all the suites are, and he mentions that he would love to watch a game from a suite because he's never watched a game from a suite.
Sure.
And he's been a ticket holder for like 25, 30 years. He's had season tickets to the Penguins, never sat in a booth. And I'm like,
he's like account number 7. Yeah.
It just happened that we watched the game the night before in the regular booth. And then the game that night was a pretty low, it was going to be a pretty low attendance game. Just happened that our company had like a dibs on a second booth. And so I told the guy, I'm like, look, got this booth tonight. I don't know if anybody else is going to be in there with us, but if there's nobody in there with us, I will come and get you and your wife and bring you down to the booth and to the suite. And he's like, really? And I'm like, oh yeah. And so we show up, and it is just us. It is
wow.
Just the 4 of us or 5 of us.
Extra seats there.
Oh yeah, and the booth fits like 15 people.
Yeah, nice.
So it's like, like I said, it was a pretty low attendance game. So I'm just like, oh, this is perfect. So I go up, get him and his wife. He come down, hang out the whole night with us. He was just,
over the moon, probably.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's exactly that's funny because that's the exact phrase I was going to use. He was over the moon, able to watch that game from the booth, and it was just really cool. It was so much fun. Like this is way freaking
a game or two at Paul Brown. I've looked into getting the club seats, but having not sat in them, I don't think I like the way they do it because it's second level.
Yep.
And you could be at your seat out there. It's an open air stadium, so you could be out there. And if it's, December, you're out there in the cold, or you can go inside to the climate controlled areas. And just reading it, you'd think I'm in the booth like you were at with your company.
Right.
Except you're not. I mean, they're not that big. They can't fit, all of section 212, in that window there.
No, exactly.
So it's more like a room, and you get to watch the game from, climate controlled, of course, on big old screen TVs.
Oh, right.
So I'm going to go pay to go attend a game in person and watch it on TV.
Yeah.
No, thank you. And it also takes away, when it is a weather game, what have you, and, they're all too cold to stay out in the cold. You live in Ohio. You should be used to that in December. So the whole second level is just empty.
Right.
Because they're all inside staying warm. And it takes away from crowd noise and everything else. And it looks like the stadium's, only 2/3 full.
Oh, right. Gotcha.
For the playoff push,
Yep.
That's what I think it takes away from it.
Oh, yeah. No, exactly.
But I understand, 60, 70-year-old fan, it can't handle the cold, but still wants to go to the game. But I don't think it's a good trade to actually not see it live. And
right.
Or if I get to yell at them, I want to yell at the field and not. No.
So this is actually, so when we were back in just a few weeks ago, we actually, my brother has a limited number of games, season tickets from the club level of the Blue Jackets Stadium. Actually got to go. I think I sent you pictures of that too when I was there. Yeah, this was there. This was fun. I mean, we were, like second row from the top of that level, but
playing the Bruins.
Yep. No, exactly. And it kicked their butts too. It was like they crushed them that night. Like,
Yeah.
all right, they scored like 7 goals. But yeah, it was super fun.
Was Pittsburgh one of the original 8 hockey teams? Or original 6?
I don't know.
Oh.
We'll ask.
Well, just that one of the original 6 NHL teams.
Montreal, Toronto, Detroit, Chicago, Boston, and New York.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
If I remember right, Montreal and Toronto are no longer NHL teams or NHL cities.
No, yeah, you're correct. Oh, Patty, you've not missed much. We talk about
sports.
We've been talking about visiting Pittsburgh and watching hockey games and football games in Pittsburgh. So, yeah, we've just been BS about that.
And briefly talked about a game in Dallas. Oh, yeah.
Yep, talked about a game in Dallas. I did not make it to, so the Blue Jackets game was the night before the Bengals game, so I did not make the Bengals game.
Yeah, I remember telling you, no, dude, if you start right as soon as the hockey game's done, you can make it to the stadium by kickoff.
Oh yeah,
if you start walking, yeah.
If I started walking, hitchhiking, I don't think Cat would have liked that. No, I mean we could have, we could have made it, but Cat was leaving the net, that day, and it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in fact, I ended up watching the first half of the game or listening to it in the car. I won't say watching it because that would be bad. I was not driving down the road watching a football game, I promise.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of an area where there's no cell signal on the way back from Cincinnati to Portsmouth. So,
ouch.
Yeah, I had to hurry through that section. So I could pick the game back up again. I'm like, come on.
After the Cowboys game, the next Sunday, of course, I'm in the hospital in Portland.
Yes.
So I got to watch that game on my phone. I was laying in my hospital bed, watched it sideways. But hey, Bengals won that one too, so all's well.
Yeah, no, they made a big push right at the end of the season. Come up a little short because
they came up a lot short at the beginning of the season.
Well, yeah, they came up way short at the beginning,
but still finished with a winning record.
Yeah.
Normally, when you start, 1-4, you do not end up with a winning record.
No.
Or when you're 4-8.
Oh shoot! So, of course, dude. Every day is.
Has anything happened in politics lately?
Oh, geez, I don't know. Every single day is going to be. Just is.
And before I know it's not one of our prepared topics, but I was
no, go ahead.
You notice it? No one is condemning. Yeah, well, besides the court, but Senator Menendez from New Jersey.
Oh yeah.
I mean, no one from his party is saying I shouldn't have been done that. That's just the worst thing you can do as the elected official or anything like that at all.
Oh,
it's almost like silent consent, and he just got his tail caught in that crack.
Right. And
does it give you a lot of confidence that they would be against corruption?
Right. No, exactly. Oh, I mean, just look. Let's go ahead and Go ahead and do a little experiment here. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'll say a word. You say the first thing comes to your mind.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Liberal, dumbass. Leftist, wrong.
So we are going. There we go. So here we go. We have pulled up on Google Bob Menendez, Senator Menendez, right?
He says he's innocent.
Yep. So we have the first
Most
thing is
defendants do.
the release from the Department of Justice about him getting sentenced to 11 years in prison. So let's go to the news
Hi, Kathy.
tab. Go to the news tab. Did I miss that? What is? Oh, there it is. Okay. So, okay, there is some stories. U.S. Senator Bob Menendez. So the very first one, though, is from BBC. How Menendez destroyed his legacy with gold bars in a halal hustle. The New York Times. We have Axios. Bob Menendez says Trump is right after being sentenced to 11 years in prison.
He's hoping the president will give him a pardon.
We've got Trump in the thing here. So, buffed by Biden, Senator Bob Menendez seeks a pardon from Trump. So, as you can see, though, I mean, there's not like everybody does have a little bit of a story about it, but there's always just a little bit of slant, right?
Nothing from his colleagues, though.
Yeah, USA Today, no fine in federal bribery case, although he's sentenced to 11 years in prison. So, I mean, just
should they at least seize the money he took as in the bribes?
Yeah, you would think so.
Seize the gold bars or something. I mean, he should be required to forfeit those. You're not allowed to profit from your crimes, so he should be forced to forfeit those.
Think that maybe they confiscated them. I don't know.
What I imagine they confiscated the gold bars at least as evidence, and then they probably froze his bank accounts. I mean,
probably
when the feds after you, they go nasty.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. No, exactly.
But what was that? I think it was New York, the Republican congressman he pretty much like won his election by lying his ass off. Not Cuellar. Yeah, it's not even worth remembering his name because
exactly he was a
but he got chastised, in the press and even by colleagues. And I was just remembering at the time going, yeah, he probably shouldn't have, even be where he's at. But since he's sworn in, he's duly elected.
Right.
And I certainly don't approve of what got him there, but I was okay with the way he was voting.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
while
you're there, just do us a favor.
George Santos. George Santos. He was a nutcase. But I mean, you have to be somewhat narcissistic to run.
And I was just thinking about that.
Have something wrong with you.
For a lot of people, narcissistic qualities are, traits. It's a downer, a detractor. But I was thinking it's not always, there is room for it and it's necessary in some roles. I mean, no one's going to fear a monarchy with a shy king and low self-esteem.
Right. No.
Or low self-image,
No, exactly. Yeah. So, all right.
So some people should be, I'm Johnny Big Johnson and, I'm in charge.
Yeah, exactly. So on that note, when you are a member of Congress, right? You are a member of a body. So I could point to the wall if I would have hung them up, but I haven't hung them up yet. But I did get my backdrop in today. I got my posters in of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and the other one, the Declaration of Independence. So that will replace the T-Rex, which is a very cool painting, by the way.
I'm not sure the color's accurate.
The painting was free, which is really even cool. Michael gets to sell a free painting, which is awesome. But so Congress is in the Constitution, right? But it is the body, right?
Yes, them all together make up 1/3 of the government.
The power of Congress is in the body of Congress. It is in
The legislative.
the legislative branch. It is the group of them. Individual Congress people don't really have any defined powers.
Not the
They
Congress.
don't, especially individual members, right?
A senator gets a little more respect.
They get respect, but in Washington D.C., in the halls of government, it is the body
Right.
of Congress which holds the power.
And that's both halves, the upper and lower chamber.
Yep, the upper and lower chamber. So this morning we had this go on.
Why do they keep reelecting her?
And so this is some individual members of Congress that decided to show up at the Department of Education because they hear that it's going to maybe get closed down or something, or that the Doge people might have been there this day or whatever. And so individual members showed up, and I'm not even sure for what reason they thought showing up at the thing. So they kept, and you'll hear in this video, there were multiple reasons. Well, we want to get in and schedule a meeting. We want to have oversight.
You can't arrange that by email?
And you don't do oversight. You don't just show up. You don't just show up.
Yeah, you're not the IG.
Building and say, I'm here to oversight you. It's like, you're what? So, but it was funny is one white man able to stifle all.
Do they know that we are here?
This video is just beyond. We are beyond just a comic thing right now. We are in la la goofball silly land now. We've
Bizarro
crossed
world.
over, right? And these, like I've been saying, these folks don't know how to react to what's going on. They had their shit together in 2016, right? They did. They knew how to operate the apparatus of government to get their way. A lot of them did, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were not prepared for what is happening right now. So this was the scene this morning in Washington, D.C. A group of individual Congress people showed up at the Department of Education.
Do they know that we are here?
Max, ask the question again. That's important.
Were you told, are you making this decision to stand in front of this door on your own behalf, on behalf of the Department of Education, or were you told to come out here and block members of Congress from going to the desk?
I'm doing my job.
So everybody's what is that? We're doing our jobs. We're trying to save you.
We're trying to do our jobs. You're rushing a building, an executive building, no less,
Mm-hmm.
of the government. So
yeah, wouldn't that be a branch of the executive, not really a branch of the legislative?
Correct. It is absolutely
or not a branch, but an office.
An apparatus of the for lack of a better term, it's an apparatus of the executive branch. It's funded by Congress, yes.
But the rest of the government is too.
Yeah, exactly. All the government's funded. They have the power of the purse. They do have power of oversight, but oversight is not
random congressman so-and-so. It's a committee.
Exactly.
Show them your ID. Were you told to stand here, or did you decide to stand here and block members of Congress from entering the Department of Education?
To federal buildings. Use the security members of Congress.
We're allowed in there.
Well, if they're open to the public, he might, have something to explain for keeping them out.
I don't think any buildings like this are not really open to the public, though.
No. It depends. I mean, because you're a government building, so you're
right.
But that's if you receive the public.
That's and there's no reason for the Department of Education to actually.
I mean, you can't just walk into like a police interrogation room.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But you can walk into the lobby of the police department.
Right, but I mean, there's really no public facing thing.
Yeah, if they don't receive the public for any reason, then they can be closed to the public.
Yep. Look and just listen to the confusion. Like these people are not used to be told no.
Yeah, that's
These
I
people are
can.
not used to. No, and so they don't know how to react, and so they're all confused. It's so funny.
So a private
Hilarious.
security contractor
Do you know who members of Congress are?
members of
Sure,
Congress.
we're all members of Congress.
Maybe he doesn't understand. Do you
A private
understand who
security
members of Congress are?
contractor is making the
Do you understand who members of Congress are? That was Maxine.
Yeah. I never. I can't remember one time, approving of anything she has said.
And so they don't know this person is it turns out he's actually an employee, but you heard one of them too say, "Oh, it's a private security person." Like, how do they know that this is a private security person? And then do you not know who members of Congress are? Oh my God, this is
Do you know
hilarious,
your
dude.
powers, ma'am?
decision to block members of Congress from a public access entrance.
This guy's beautiful. He is awesome. This is crazy.
I don't think he knows.
You have the authority as a private security contractor to block members of Congress. That has been knighted and granted to you.
You have to at least let us go to the desk.
Yeah. Sending the guns out. Oh my, look at that. Who told you to do this? Open the door.
I see you now.
So do you understand who members of Congress are?
I got it, yeah.
Well, and you
Yes, I smell you.
Do you understand who members of Congress are? Yeah, I got it. This guy is just is Mr. Stoic. I mean, oh my God, this is just
Yeah, he works the velvet rope at some nightclub on weekends.
this is just it's a lesson in just stoicism. Like, this is, yep, I got it. I mean, they selected this guy for a reason.
Reading glasses on his head.
You don't care. Who are we then?
I got the job right there.
You don't care. We have a job to do.
We're not dangerous people. We're not, I don't know, we're members security. There are no thieves and thugs out here. We're members of Congress.
This guy's trying to show an ID card.
Did you hear? That is the funniest line of the day right there. Right? Like we've got to hear that line again.
There are no thieves and thugs out here. We're members of Congress.
Ma'am, have you been monitoring your checking account? Because if I remember right.
You know how popular members of Congress are right now. We're not thieves.
Specifically from your party?
We're not thieves or thugs. We're members of Congress. Oh, fuck. And this guy's got his ID. Yeah, this guy's got his ID out. Like, hey,
I'm on the list.
I'm over 21. I'm on the list, man. Check your list. I bet you I'm on the list.
No, I know the manager.
Yeah,
Call him.
Check with the lead singer. The lead singer said I could get in tonight. So check with him, man. He's going to let me in. Come on. Here, I'll give you a Benji. I got a Benji for you.
Do you validate parking?
We're teachers.
There's our ID.
So now we're teachers.
Now we're teachers.
We're teachers. We're
with the school.
You have to let us in because we're teachers. And this
Oh,
is
right, the
Department
buzzword.
of Education.
And that's the code word. Okay, good.
Did you say the magic word? I bet you not one of them said please. I bet you, wouldn't it be funny if he says you didn't say the magic word and they said please and he just stood by. or he was waiting for them. He didn't even want to, he didn't
Tell
want to
them
broach the subject, just as like he was waiting for them to say please. And
But as soon as he just steps aside. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as he hears the word please.
It's like when you type in
the
the code word on Zelda and the rock rolls away. Yeah.
Yeah. This is
Right there.
We were elected to do this.
This is our job.
How exactly is this their job? What part of this?
And what did they elect you to do with the Department of Education?
Yeah. What part of showing up at a random building is their job?
Yeah, uninvited, unscheduled. Because you're afraid the auditor might be auditing in there today.
Right. It's just, I mean, Starland,
This is our
man.
job. We're doing our job.
They're so beside themselves, dude. They're
Just what were their intentions had they gotten through that door?
Exactly. What kind of oversight are you going to go stand over the auditor's shoulder
L-
and
like-
are you going to go
like
kick
election
them out?
observers?
Are you what? Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, the ones where you put I bet you if I scroll through the comments, you'd see that. And we'll do that in here in a minute.
This building against who?
Members of Congress.
Who is the Congress? Who are you
The people.
protecting? in
Against
there?
members of the people's
So
house
this is the
represent the
beginning of
people.
full transparency of this administration.
That's right.
The administration that talked about they're going to open the doors to all of these things and show the American
No, he said they're
public
gonna
what
open
is
the
going
books.
on. They won't even open the door to this building. To members.
So yeah, so we're getting the grandstanding. Now we're getting the narratives. It's like, so what? Okay, they're going to open what are you actually going to be looking at or looking for? What? This is total grandstanding. And it's funny that they got turned away. Like they never got in, which is the best part of this whole thing. This is 100% just theater. It's kabuki theater. This is not governing. This right here is not governing. Going through the books, opening the books and seeing where all our money is spent is governing. This is not governing.
You know what? In the stuff that's being exposed, they're not denying, and they're not. Yeah, of course, they would never admit, but it's. Yeah, look, it is some pretty shocking stuff.
Oh yeah,
and you just really get the feeling that they don't care and they need it to continue.
Yep. Oh yeah.
We got to pay for those transsexual surgeries in Guatemala.
What is going on? They won't even open the door to this building to members of Congress. We are not posing any threat here. No, we are not
Debatable.
dangerous people. We have not done anything. We're trying to request a meeting, and they have a private.
Oh, okay. So now
You could do that over the
so
phone.
We have gotten to the point where they have said at least one part of what this mob of people is there for.
They want
They're
to schedule.
there to request a meeting with who? You have no idea.
And-
this is not. You don't just like if I go to meetings.
And pardon me,
all week.
Congressman, don't you have a staffer for that sort of thing?
I go to meetings all week, right? Like if you look at my I set up a meeting this afternoon for Monday at like 10 o'clock and 11. If you look at my thing, I've got multiple meetings already next week. I've got
You are getting screwed on that deal.
I got recurring meetings. I've got meetings that just pop up. Do you think I ever show we're working with a separate company. I'm just going to show up at their office and say, I want to schedule a meeting with you.
Well, I mean, if you're just that sort of pushy of person, or it's a relationship you have with this person setting up a meeting with, I could at least assume, okay, that's how you said please, but
right.
What's this meeting about?
Yep.
Okay, I've got time in July.
Exactly. And I bet you most meetings from the federal government, like all people now, most of the time are on Teams.
And besides your Congress, you can just subpoena whoever you want to come to you.
But now we at least have we're 2 minutes and 19 seconds into this video.
So this is a scheduling conference.
Trying to get into the Department of Education. And the first time that they say anything of why they are there, it is to schedule a meeting. We want to schedule a meeting. All right. I'm going to go back 5 seconds just so we can catch
Not
it.
done anything. We're trying to request a meeting, and they have a private security contractor.
So we still don't know that this is a private security contractor. They keep saying this, right?
Yeah.
This is how narratives start. This is how I'm going to say it, dude. I'm going to say the word. This is how misinformation starts. Definition of how misinformation.
Oh, I thought it
starts.
started in the planning meeting.
Well, yeah.
Who on his own is
It's
making
a brainstorming
decisions on
cycle.
behalf of the Department of Education.
So this person just said a private security contractor is making decisions on his own.
You seen the government use a lot of plainclothes security?
We're trying to request a meeting, and they have a private security contractor who on his own is making decisions on behalf of the Department of Education.
So, and your evidence for this is what? What is your evidence
She says
for
so.
this? What kind of evidence do you have that
She
that-
says so, Robert.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I apologize. Because you know what, Michael?
Yes, sir.
These are members of Congress.
Oh, you know what? I totally missed that.
Yeah, they're
This way,
members of
please.
Congress. So
We are members of Congresswoman Hayes, what you're saying
Oh.
is they're not.
they just told you again what they are.
Department of Education.
We are members of Congresswoman Hayes,
We are-
what you're saying is they're not. They allow billionaires and his minions to come in
I don't
to
know
this
who
building.
he is. I don't know who he is, but I know who I am.
allow-
And I'm a member of.
So there we go. We got the next part of the narrative. They allow the billionaires and his minions, not the fact that it's actually a branch of, it's actually an office of government that they're with. But no, it's a millionaire and his minions. Or a billionaire, sorry. Billionaire and his minions. What were you saying?
Well, yeah, that billionaire and his minions are, like you were saying, an actual federal office with an appointed role.
Yes. Yeah, and we're going to look at that. We're going to look at that in a little bit.
Direction given.
We're going to look at where the Doge office actually originates, because it's an interesting story.
Congresswoman Hayes, what you're saying is they're not. They allow billionaires and his minions to come in
I don't
to
know
this
who
building.
he is. I don't know who he is, but I know who I am. And I'm a member of Congress with oversight.
I don't know who he is, but I know who I am. Yay!
I don't know who he is, but he's a contracted security guard in plain clothes.
Right. Yay, you know who you are. I'm so proud of you.
I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is, but I know who I am. And I'm a member of Congress with oversight responsibilities trying to request a meeting, and a private security contractor is not allowing me to enter the building.
You said you don't know who he is.
Go in this building, but not the people's representatives. They allow billionaires and their cronies to go in, but not. There's a lack of transparency here. The members of Congress, the people's representatives are not allowed.
I love his facial expressions, man. This guy's face is just freaking brilliant.
They allow billionaires and their cronies to go in, but not. There's a lack of transparency here. The members of Congress, the people's representatives are not allowed in. This is not transparency.
They're locking our kids out. Well, not only are they not.
Oh, they're so.
Yep, now we're starting the lies.
Yep. So you
Now we're
heard
starting the clickbait.
the children, Michael.
Yeah,
Did you-
because
did
you
you
know
hear
how many
that?
children are there?
They're locking the kids out, Michael.
They're having. Well, okay, I could see here how they're locking the people that act like children out, but how many children go through the Department of Education headquarters? Because that's where they hold classes.
Yep. No, exactly.
Or children.
Yeah, I got something for this here. Hang on.
Hearing about prohibition.
We want prohibition! We want prohibition!
You can't seriously want to ban alcohol? It tastes great, makes women appear more attractive, and makes a person virtually invulnerable to criticism.
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children? What?
All right, back to our normally scheduled program.
Oh,
What do you think of the children?
It's when Superman ended up in Bizarro World, he knew he was in Bizarro World.
Right.
And so did the other people in Bizarro World. Like Bizarro Superman knew he was Bizarro Superman.
Yes.
These members of Congress, they know they're in the real world and should really act like it, yet they don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody from Congress is saying the lack of transparency. Really? Oh, yeah.
Hey, did we get our redacted, unclassified Kennedy files yet?
Not yet.
They're locking our kids out. Well, not
There, I just, oh my God, the tone of that was just so.
No, they're locking the kids
condescending.
out. You're the kids.
Yeah.
This is not transparent.
They're locking our kids out. Well, not only are they not letting us in, now they've called the Department of Homeland Security. We are members of Congress here to talk
Yes.
And they called them late, if you ask me.
Yeah, exactly.
with the Department of Education, and they're treating us.
Kids deserve to have us
Yes,
go in and fight for
absolutely.
them.
How are the kids at risk, sir?
What are you going in to fight for? What? Fight for what?
Yeah.
What? You don't even. I mean,
Those are fighting words, sir.
You're fighting the fact that they want to see where the money is being spent and what it's being spent on, because I guarantee you it is not all being spent on reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yeah, I was going to say, or
curriculum. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. We have a Benjamin sighting.
Oh, do we? Yeah, bring him on.
Well, in the chat. Hi,
Yeah.
Benji.
Hey, buddy.
Children of this country deserve that battle.
This is a public institution. This is not Russia. Let the cameras.
This is a public institution. This is not Russia. Oh my God. Oh God, the hubris. The hubris, Michael. This
Yeah.
That was a word that came up with Sarah Palin. When Sarah Palin was picked by John McCain to be his vice presidential candidate, and
that was swinging for the fences, though.
Oh my God, yeah. I can't remember there was interviewed by one of the anchors for one of the nightly newses.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked her about the hubris that it takes for her to accept the VP nomination. And it's just like
she gave a recipe for hummus.
Yeah, probably. But that's just that word, so that word that stuck with me, that whole thing, that whole condescending. And so her taking that's not the example of hubris. This is hubris right here. This is a case study of.
This is a public institution. This is not Russia. Let the cameras see him. Let the cameras see him. This man here.
We are members of Congress.
Come in.
They're blocking us.
See this man here, who is a federal employee. He told us.
He's not.
Are you a federal employee? No. Huh?
Yes.
No, he said he's a federal employee. We pay him. We raise money.
What?
We pay you, you deaf cow.
Are you a federal employee? No. Huh?
Yes.
No, he said he's a federal employee.
See, they're still saying, he said, yes, I'm a federal employee. And there's still people in the background saying he's a contractor. He's a contractor.
Even if he was a contractor, that would still make him a temporary federal employee.
Oh, yeah. No, exactly. But he even said, I'm a federal employee.
Yeah.
You're a contractor. Like
we pay him. We raise money to make sure that we have a Department of Education. Everybody.
There's somebody in the. I can see somebody in there looking out too, just like ha ha.
That's hired at the Department
He's probably
of
verifying the
Education
door's locked.
are here because we pay for them to be here. He's standing.
Oh. Okay, so now their argument is shifted that they're not oversighting. They're not there for oversight. They have these individual members of Congress pay him And so he needs to do exactly what they say because the members of Congress pay him.
What is she basing that on? That Congress controls the purse and they pay the federal government?
Yes. I'm guessing.
Is that where she thinks she's correct on that line?
I would think that that's probably the reasoning that's going through that little tiny brain.
Because I don't really think, Congress writes the payroll for, Department of Education. I think they fund the executive branch to cover.
Yeah, no, exactly. They don't even pass a budget anymore. It's all continuing resolutions and it's not even a budget.
Here today, blocking the door, and he can't give us a good reason why he's blocking this door.
Make sure they see right here, all access entrance.
I would say that too.
I like it beats anything.
Well, I know in the court under appellate review, that might be where this guy's, found to be in the wrong.
Right.
Because if it is open to the public for public business, then they've got a right as members of the public, much less Congress, to be able to go in there and act like members of the public.
Right.
And, not the...
But that's if, we don't know.
But that's an if. Yeah, I'm just saying if that's the case. And that saying right on the door, all access. But that just means we use this door, not the other one.
Yeah, that just means come in this way.
Well, and I think it should be clear to parents in the United States, if you want to advocate on behalf of your children, you are not allowed to come into this building where you pay taxes.
What sort of advocacy would you do from there?
Okay, so
disabled children need to go to school where they could use the handicap entrance.
Yeah, this part. So they're doing every trick they can. They're trying to play on it's emotion, dude. This is now it's about emotion because now she's going to say, and she'll listen. She starts to bring up this disabled child thing multiple times. Like where in this argument, where in this thing that I want to go in and request a meeting, I want to go in and have oversight. We are to the point now that they can't go in and advocate for disabled children.
Well, we're busy putting them on cattle cars to get them, out of town.
Where did that come in? That's all 100% an emotional trick, and just a trick to try and play on emotions to get him to get him to open the door or what? I don't even know.
Advocate on behalf of your children. You are not allowed to come into this building where you pay taxes. Parents who have children who are disabled, access is being blocked. You voted for members of Congress to advocate on behalf of your children with disabilities.
There it is again.
Yep.
The children with disabilities. We can't get in and advocate for children with disabilities. We have no idea what's happening in there. We have no idea. People are looking at the money that is spent. We have no actual reason to be here except for a kabuki theater. But we're going to scream about disabled children. This is a joke. These people are a joke.
For young women who have been victims of sexual assault.
Oh, wow. Yep, that's Department of Education worthy. So I was going to say what this needs for, like viewers at home and whatnot, buzzword bingo cards.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
So we've had the children. Now we've just had women, victims of sexual assault. Dude, we could probably play Blackout and still have a bingo,
How do you get there? How do you go there?
Buzzword bingo. She's got these buzzwords in random access memory, just like the clickbait headlines. Yep. You just gotta, they're your talking points, man. She probably did the same thing on the campaign trail about why she's going to go to Congress and fight for you.
In our classrooms, on our school grounds.
Wait, so
now women are getting sexual assaulted in their classrooms.
On behalf of of your children, children with disabilities, for young women who have been victims of sexual assault in our classrooms, on our school grounds. Members of OCR are fighting for your children. We are not allowed in the building to talk to them. We are not allowed to advocate on behalf of America's children. America, we have a problem.
Now, everybody stand back.
All right, so this is the Department of Education. You've got members.
Weren't you sent to Congress to vote for the people from your district? And now you think your role is you're there for every other American? I mean, that's like the role of the individual congressman, right? Like, we sent our congressman to Washington to vote for us, Alaska, the citizens in this congressman's district.
Correct.
Not to go advocate for the children in East Jesus, Iowa.
Yes. Yes, we have
Iowa has their own congressperson.
Have a republic. We have a representative democracy.
Mm-hmm.
We elect a representative from our districts.
And I've got a mayor and a governor for the kids in my area school.
Right. And then we have 2 senators for every state.
Yeah.
And then we have our representatives that are supposed to go in and advocate for the people of their state. You are correct. And their
or
districts.
their district. Yeah.
Or, in our case, state, because we only got one.
And I'm pretty sure we should have enough population right now for a second one.
I don't think it's close.
I know we don't have one, but
yeah.
From what I read, I don't think we're the least populated state anymore.
Oh, really?
I think it's Wyoming.
Oh, I think they only have one too, though.
Yeah, they do.
So just a little bit more. I think this was earlier. There was a little bit about his identification. This might have been afterwards. Actually, I think this is after that too. Let's roll this. Oh, okay. We got.
Ma'am, shut up. I'm on the phone.
I want to find this without the music because I want to hear all of it. So
I would just crack me up, dude. Excuse me, I'm on the phone.
Yep. So yeah, there was a big to do about his ID and he showed him his ID one time and then.
Well, if you didn't write down the name you saw, that's not my fault. I showed you the ID.
All right. So this person here, not allowing members of Congress to access the Department of Education is not a dunk. It's authoritarian. Our country's democracy is run by representative government. This is not that chilling. What? Again, individual members of Congress have basically zero actual power to do anything.
Oh yeah, except for appoint people to the military academy.
Yeah, right.
That's about the only one.
Oh, this is okay. So we got the full video here.
Oh my gosh, we could have been there for hours.
We're members of Congress. We're members of Congress.
We're coming in. Don't lock the door. We're coming in. Who are you? You're not coming in. Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? Who are you?
Who are you, sir?
Do you have business here?
Yes.
Yes.
I've sent the Assistant Secretary a letter alerting her that we would be here today, and we've asked her for a meeting.
Yeah, I don't know that that's been accepted, so until that's
It doesn't need to be accepted.
What authority do you have? And what do you do here?
What do you do here?
Security responsibility.
Get out of the way.
You have to let us. Nobody is accepting responsibility.
Get out of the way.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, get out of the way.
Get out of the way. You get out of the way. Oh, this is getting even. Oh my goodness, God.
We pay for your job. We pay you.
Look at her. Dude. This is just, I don't even know what to say, man. Just,
We pay you.
We're members of Congress.
Nobody
As
accepted the meeting.
members of Congress.
We haven't heard that from the secretary. We haven't heard that from the spokesman.
I'm relaying that.
Sir,
You
what
are
is
not
your
the
name?
spokesman for the department. You are a security guard.
Can you identify
Can you
yourself?
I already
Your
did.
name.
We are members of Congress. We'd like to enter the department application.
You don't have any identification. Where's your ID?
Where's your ID?
We are not. It's not good enough.
We are not a threat to.
Yeah, what kind of ID you open for then? You want the real ID so you get on a plane?
where is your identification? It's right here. That's not good enough. Oh my God.
We are not.
It's not good enough.
We are not a threat to security. We're members of Congress, and we want to ask a question. This is a public
We walked into the White House without having to go through magnetometers.
Can we get someone
This is
from
an
the
outrage.
office
This is an
to come down
outrage.
and
This
talk
is
to
an
We'd
us?
like to speak with someone who works here.
So what are you
Not
gonna
a
do? You
security
gonna beat
person.
us up if we go
I
in?
mean, you're gonna, you know.
We want you to move out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of the way.
This says all access entrance.
Stand aside, sir.
This says all access entrance.
Please stand aside, sir.
I'm not standing aside.
Why not?
Because my role is to make sure that.
What authority do you have to
We are
block
members
members of
of
Congress from the
Let him
oversight?
explain what his
We
role
don't
is.
have
All
oversight
access
responsibilities.
entrance.
What,
Let
by
him
what
finish his
authority
sentence.
can you deny members of Congress their oversight role?
You don't have a business reason to be here.
You do not have authority, sir.
Let him
You do
finish
not have
it. Let him
authority.
finish his sentence.
There is no authority for you to deny members of Congress their oversight responsibility.
We're the
If you have an
appropriators.
appointment and you're on a guest list, we will let you in.
You have-
Yeah, I'm on the list.
Oh my dude, this I didn't even realize this was even. Oh my God. Like, oh, no wonder they're so salty. And then he just shut up after a while. He's just like, nope, I'm not even. I've said my piece.
Yeah. I don't have to
And
argue it. I already told you what it's
not
going
going
to
to
take.
argue it. You know, if you want to steamroll me, go ahead.
So can I ask you a question? You have to be on a guest. Is what you're saying? Is what you're saying?
Or
that
you have to have an escort.
Let
Somebody
me ask
come
you a
down and
question.
escort.
Can I ask my question? Are you telling me today that you have to be on a guest list in order to come to the Department of Education?
Either we are informed in advance if somebody's coming, or there's
You
an
were
escort.
informed. You were informed in advance.
So,
Or
94
there's an
members of
escort to
Congress.
take you where you're going.
Sir,
So I
94
have to
members of
have-
Congress signed a letter asking the acting secretary for a meeting and to answer a simple question. And she is apparently.
I'm not aware of the meeting.
so
Subpoena
you have to be on
her.
a guest list to enter the Department of Education.
I just explained you have to either be on a list in advance to have access, or if you're coming, then you have to let us know who your escort is. I don't know.
That
that
wasn't
you have
true
an
last year.
escort.
Did something change between last
That's
year?
always been.
No, it hasn't. I've walked into this building multiple
And
times.
then you just have
last
free
year.
room. You have free room?
I walked in. We were at least.
I
allowed to
love
walk into
this.
That lobby, not stopped outside
Well,
like this.
it's no difference. I mean, you'd be stopped at the visitor's desk.
Okay, well let's go. We're gonna go to the visitor's desk.
I'm doing that in advance.
No. We're allowed to go to the visitor's desk.
People out here.
We're the members of Congress.
We are allowed to go to the visitor's desk.
We're trying to save your job. You won't have a job if we don't help you.
Oh, that's threatening to fire him.
Yep, she is threatening you will not have a job.
That's her decision.
She is. I mean, like, these are nasty, nasty people.
Mm-hmm.
They're not used to being told no. Again, I will repeat it. Article 1 of the Constitution talks about Congress. Nowhere in Article 1 does it say anything about individual members of Congress. It talks about the Congress as a whole. This is not Congress as a whole. This is not even
This isn't even an oversight committee.
This is even correct. This is even a committee of Congress. This is individual
This
Congress
is a
people.
cabal of random.
Yes, that are angry and mad, and they're going to stomp and not get access to. And they
that have created their own issue to be mad about.
They just silly. These people look right? They just, I mean,
To us.
right. But
Remember, liberalism, it's not a cult like I originally thought. It's a disease.
yeah.
And there's plenty of followers that have that disease chronically. No arguing with them, no changing their mind, no curing them of it.
We're here speaking for a ton of kids from coast to coast.
They're speaking for a ton of kids coast to coast, and to do what? What?
Deserve a quality public education. And this department should stay open.
That is the responsibility of their
that's
state.
what there is. They don't want the Department of Education to close. But so hold hearing. That's what you do. You hold hearings. You hold.
And do you really think you're going to save that department if it is on the chopping block from inside the department building?
Yep. Right. Exactly. You're gonna have a sit-in.
You're sure you wouldn't do as much as you could from your halls of Congress?
Oh, this is.
Yeah,
we're not.
We are the leaders.
We are the leaders. We
You
are
could-
your leaders.
You couldn't lead
There it
flies
is,
to horse
folks.
shit.
There it is, folks. There are leaders. That's how they see themselves. Like I said, it's the narcissism.
They couldn't lead
That's-
flies to a corpse.
Yep, that's how they see themselves.
Last year, we'd be able to.
They are not your representatives. They don't represent you. They are your leaders. Get it right.
Walk in and go to that desk.
I mean, the response I got right here, that doesn't sound like
Sir.
it's not dangerous.
I'm going to stop you right there. But no. I'm going to stop you right there and put it on the record. You did not get a dangerous response
You
here.
tell me to get out of the way?
You did not get a dangerous response here, so I'm not going to let you put that narrative out there.
He can
But
lie
I'm
all
not
he
going to
wants.
I'm going to tell you to
I'm
your
not
face
afraid
that
of
that's a
him. He can lie
lie.
all
We
he
are
wants.
members of Congress, as she said. What I asked you is, do we need to be on a guest list to be in?
Or
No one,
somebody coming
no
down to
one,
escort
but
you.
there
I
was
don't have
no
either.
danger or threat to you. So
We are allowed
let's
to-
make sure that is on the record.
We are allowed to go to that desk
There
right
was
there.
no danger to you. It says all
We are allowed to
Just
go
so
to
that
that
was
desk
clear.
right there.
Just so that
Like I've done
to
multiple
escort us.
times in the past years.
Go get somebody to escort us. You go do what you're told.
Get
We're allowed to go
somebody
to that
to
desk.
escort us in. You know this
The
building.
IT Secretary Denise Carter.
Yeah, that's who we came to
Or
see.
her
Get someone.
chief of staff.
So what?
It does not accept.
Why are you not letting us into that?
Explain, I'm doing it in
Why
advance.
can't we go in
Why
and ask
are you
for
doing it in
one?
advance? That's not a thing. I have not seen that.
Why can't we go in and ask for one?
Is she in a meeting right now with someone else? It's a public information.
I've explained why.
Well, are you prepared to stand here for 24 hours with us? Are you prepared to stand here all night if we decide to stay? All right, well, you just stay right
I guess, yeah.
there. You just stay and stay.
Why are you letting us go to that desk like we were able to do last year?
He's not a U.S. employee. I don't know who he is.
Did Elon Musk hire you? Who do you work for? Who do you work for? Are you qualified to be here? Are you even allowed to apply?
I'm a federal employee working for the education.
We trying to save your job.
He's not.
He just told him that he's a federal employee working for the education department, and they're still saying he doesn't work here.
a federal employee. You're not a federal employee. Just like I'm telling you.
Well, I'm the one with the door.
Let's see.
How do we know who you are?
I don't know. I can't see yet. I'm a federal employee.
We're allowed to.
You're not
I know
showing us
we're
federal
allowed. We're allowed to go to
employee.
that
Like that.
visitor's desk, like we have been allowed to do in past years. We are allowed to go to that visitor's desk.
Yeah,
They should
yeah,
come
still
out.
have to make
They
it
should
there.
come out.
Yeah, let him come out. Let him come out.
I know at a minimum, we are allowed to go to that visitor's desk.
We have one of those too, just like
At a minimum.
The Department of Homeland Security is blocking the entrance to the United States Department of Education.
We'd like you to move out of our
We're
way.
members of Congress. We want to have a meeting with the acting secretary. I'm sorry.
That's a good question.
Were you told to deny members of Congress into this building?
Yeah.
This is absurd.
Were you told to stand here?
Yeah, were you told to deny members of Congress from entering this building? You never asked who we were.
There is
No business purposes to be here. Yep.
The American people.
Sorry, we're busy working.
Are you making a decision for the Department of Education on your own behalf, or were you told to come out here and block members of Congress?
They know that we're here. Max, ask the question again. That's the important.
Were you told? Are you making this decision to stand in front of this door on your own behalf, on behalf of the Department of Education, or were you told to come out here and block members of Congress from going to the desk?
So everybody's freelancing now?
We're doing our job.
We're trying to save your job.
That's the fifth time that she has said we're trying to save your job. So she's threatening this guy's job multiple times.
I think what she means by this, far be it from me to save her.
Yeah. I got you.
Okay. They're under the guise that the Department of Education is going to be shut down.
Yes.
So, and when it gets shut down, this guy's out of the street like every other employee there.
Yeah. Nope. I got you. Nope.
Yeah.
Good call. I think you're
that's
right.
That's what I assume she's referring to.
Were you told to stand here, or did you decide to stand here and block members of Congress from entering the
Is it relevant? He's the guy who is there.
Federal building.
We're allowed in there.
So a private security contractor is.
So there
it is again.
So now we're getting back to that. Yeah, we've seen.
Despite the ID being out 20 minutes or 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Nope. She keeps saying
blocking members of Congress. A private security contractor is making the decision to block members of Congress from access from.
Oh yeah, nope. I did hear that. You guys totally missed the part where they're saying everybody is freelancing now. What are they doing? Yeah, nope. She did. It's like everybody's just making up their own rules as they go along, I think is what she meant. But yeah, you're right. I heard that. It kind of skated by, but yeah.
From a public access entrance. You have the authority as a private security contractor to block members of Congress. That has been knighted and granted to you.
You have to at least let us go to the desk.
I don't have to do nothing but stay white and die.
Yep. I don't have to do anything.
I mean, and there's Capitol Police right there, not stopping this guy from blocking them from coming in.
Nope.
We're not dangerous people. We're not, I don't know, security. There are no thieves and thugs out here. We're members of Congress.
I'm going to clip that.
Well, there are at least criminals.
I'm going to clip that and make that I'm going to make that a
yeah.
I'm going to make that a recurring thing. That has to be a soundbite. I'm going to work on that this weekend. I am going to get that.
Parents, we're teachers.
Each of us represents hundreds of thousands of Americans.
This is our job.
This is our job. We're doing our job.
That doesn't look like the guy, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's accurate. Kat.
Yeah.
Securing this building against who?
Members of Congress. Members of Congress.
He's an actual.
How about this crazy mob?
Yeah, exactly.
It's an insurrection at education.
I don't think that's the same guy.
That's pushing it.
I mean,
look at the line in between the nose.
In there.
But those ears aren't.
The ears are.
Look at this guy without the goatee. He's got a dimple in his chin, whereas this is just like a round walnut there.
Yeah, the chin is a little bit.
And the eyes are different. Like the brow comes out more, create more of a shadow.
Yes, we can see. Have you been typing all day and we can't see your chats? I'm sorry. But yes, Patty, we see you. I think this guy's actually a member of the.
Well, he just showed his. I mean, we didn't get to see the ID, but
we didn't get to see it. But he did
that
say
ID,
it was.
Proved you at least belong standing in front of that door.
That
reminds me of not bouncing, basically, but being a doorman checking IDs at Coots when the birdhouse was brand new, and we had that entrance on the patio bar where you could park in the parking lot and just come right in there instead of going along South Long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but as it's getting closer to go time on Friday night, they just wanted someone else there checking IDs, so because people would just come in and then. the doorman don't start for like an hour. So anyway, so I'd be doing that, and I'm not dressed like the bouncers or the doorman or the host. I'm just dressed however the hell I want to dress on a Friday afternoon. And I would get challenged and like, who are you? I'm the guy standing right here checking IDs. Can I see yours, please?
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
I don't know how else to declare this, but when I asked for your ID, that should have been your first hint who I am.
Yeah. So I wonder if they've actually identified this guy yet. But so I don't think that was the same guy. But who is the guy? Locked.
Hero. You gotta spell hero correctly.
They've identified them yet. House Stim's barred. Everybody's barred. Barred. You can't go in. You can't go in. Not on the regular web. So let's see. So guy. Because I figure somebody's doxed him by now, right? Nope, I don't see him. Just that one thing that said he was that one guy, but I don't think that's right. I don't think they'd have. Oh, yep, nope. Well, you're back now. All right. So you said something earlier. There is. Elon tweeted this out just a little bit ago that there are tens of millions of media and software subscriptions paid by the federal government who show zero usage. So we're paying for programs, probably by the license that nobody is using. Does that shock you?
No, nothing shocks me anymore. It's par for the course that, I think like one of the worst things about the Politico being funded by U.S. aid is how many times like real mainstream media propagandists have run their articles and whatnot and their specials and using Politico as their chief source for, and pretty much if we now have all we need to know to take anything coming out of Politico with just a grain of salt, pure propaganda.
Oh yeah, no,
Joe
exactly.
is everything that MSDNC and the Crime News Network and all those that use Politico, obviously, that's all fluff crap too.
Right. No, exactly.
I mean, I kind of all knew it was, especially usually like the way it sounded. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just cannot imagine a person with both halves of brain honestly believing President Trump called our war dead losers and suckers.
Oh, no, right. Exactly. Which,
but the half brain dad would say, yeah, of course he did. I mean, he's the kind of guy. I know him. Okay. You've never met the man, but you know him and you know that kind of things he would say.
Right. And even the people that were in the room said he didn't see people that
that conversation never happened.
Yeah. Like even people that hate Trump said it didn't happen.
And that should have just been obvious from the context of that story. But I still see people bring it up today. And I'm like, you can't possibly believe what you're typing.
No, exactly.
You're typing a falsehood.
Patty's like, she's too violent for YouTube.
Go, Patty, get some.
You get it. You get it.
I'm going to be right here with my pom-poms cheering you on.
Yep. No, I got you. Oh, all right. Oh, yeah. So it won't even let me use the punch emoji on YouTube. I was trying to say how that guy did it. I would have decked at least one of them, Congress or not. Oh, so you might have got a little timeout for that. Wow.
You know, they were all lined up nicely for one big Stooges slap.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Just
okay. So this popped up today, and it shows how we are on another thing that shows we're at a completely different time. The tides have turned. People are done. This is a back and forth that happened on X, which is where everything happens. If you don't have an X account, get an X account, because that's where shit.
Oh, please no, I don't twit.
Dude, it's where stuff it's
yeah, but it normally makes me sick having to read it anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's fun. This is where everything it's where everything's happening. It is.
I know, but it's like when I like our football groups where they have, you know, like the AFC North trash talk group that I keep getting invited to, and I don't care what the opposing fans have to say.
Right. No, I agree.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it is. It's where everything's happening.
Man, I don't want to listen to more lies.
So there was a Doge staffer made some inappropriate tweets.
Back in days of yore.
Back in days of yore, he said something about, not liking Indians, but they used the hate word and used something about he was racist before it was cool or something. So, they weren't great. I'll give him that. They weren't great.
You wouldn't say him in church.
So Elon posted, hey, do we bring him back who made inappropriate statements? And so 78% said yes. So then JD Vance said, here's my view. This is the vice president of the United States. Currently, says, I obviously disagree with some of Ella's posts, but I don't think stupid social media activity should ruin a kid's life. We shouldn't reward journalists who try to distort people ever. And this journalist is a we'll get into that journalist.
Democrat chill.
Oh, she used to work for USAID before she became a journalist.
Well, you know where you did a residency.
She is her specialty is doxing people, is digging into their past and doxing them. So you think
how is that an occupation these days?
Do you think maybe she's got some contacts somewhere in the government that will give her inside information or know how to find people's stuff and find out who they are and find out what they're
not learning their lesson after Nick Sandman?
Because a lot of times, you're not going to put people together with their online persona without a little help. But anyway, so that person dug deep to try and find something to
deleted tweets, if I remember right.
So obviously I disagree with this post, but I don't think stupid social media activity should ruin a kid's life. We shouldn't reward journalists who try to distort people ever. So I say bring him back. If he's a bad dude or a terrible member of the team, fire him for that. Okay, so pretty
yeah,
reasonable.
I always think, you'll grow up and you'll calm down. You'll start wearing blue and brown, It's it's a guy not allowed to grow up or maybe change his views. This is maybe why he deleted those tweets. He thought better of it, and I shouldn't have said that, I shouldn't leave that out there for the public to, So it's when you're working for the government in a government job, all your merit and whatnot for you to maintain that job should be based on the job you're doing now.
Yep, exactly. So pretty reasonable. So then
can't have that.
Ro Khanna is a representative he's a member of Congress, Michael.
Oh, wow.
So obviously he's very, very important.
And he's from the People's Socialist of California?
Silicon Valley. Yep. He represents one of the, probably the second or fourth or fifth richest county in the United States after all the ones around Washington, D.C. So Ro Khanna pipes in. Ro Khanna is an Indian descent. Are you going to tell him to apologize for saying normalize Indian hate before this rehire? Are you going to make him bow down? Are you going to make him beg for forgiveness? Just asking for the sake of both of our kids. So,
yeah,
you're bringing the kids into it. You're making more completely just grandstanding emotional arguments, right?
I approve of Valentina Gomez's statement.
All right, so this was thing. JD Vance, his response, which we're about to get to, shows we are in a way different place than we were 8 years ago.
Yeah.
For the sake of both of our kids, grow up. Racist trolls on the internet, while offensive, don't threaten my kids. You know what does? A culture that denies grace to people who make mistakes. Culture that encourages congressmen to act like whiny children. I cannot overstate how much I loathe this emotional blackmail pretending to be concerned, which is exactly what this is. This is emotional blackmail pretending. It's again, more kabuki theater, more theater of the mind, more grandstanding. My kids, God willing, will be risk takers. They won't think constantly about whether a flippant comment or a wrong viewpoint will follow them around the rest of their lives. They will tell stupid jokes. They will develop views that they later think are wrong or even gross. I made mistakes as a kid, and thank God I grew up in a culture that encouraged me to grow and learn and feel remorse when I screwed up and offer grace when others did. I don't worry about my kids making mistakes or developing views they later regret. I don't even worry that much about trolls on the internet. You know what I do worry about, Ro? That they'll grow up to be a U.S. congressman who engages in emotional blackmail over a kid's social media post. You disgust me. We are in a completely different place right now. That is those are body blows, dude. To quote Patty.
Oh, yeah. But Rokan is not going to see it that way. He's going to think JD Vance is disgusting for his thinking of this. Or,
or
he's inciting violence.
Yep. So here was the response. And you can
see. Is it Rokan clutching pearls? You're not sharing.
Well, you can see, I know, because my response is right down next to it. Okay, so saying I'm whiny and you disgust me may be your way of showing strength. Personally, I don't think you have to hurl insults or be mean-spirited to have a free exchange of ideas. So he's the one that brought the kids into it. He's the one that went to this emotional level. So don't tell me that, you're trying to get free exchange of ideas when your free exchange of ideas was, oh my God, think about the children. That's not free exchange of ideas. Our country at its best, Lincoln Douglas, was not like that. And just come on, dude. That's not, we're not at Lincoln Douglas, though. That's not the world we live in anymore. We live in a meme world. So my response was, you went low, bring your kids into it, then went to cry victim. People are done with BS like this. You got bodied and exposed as a giant woman's reproductive organ.
The fallopian tube.
I like to not say the things that are obvious. I like to say them in a little bit different, less obvious way. You gotta think through it.
I like to bury mine about 7 layers deep.
Oh, you'll like this one then. Hang on, you will like this one.
Like, what do you mean by that? Well, if you look at Webster's third definition of that word.
So Jennifer Griffin posted this thing about the Dems House Appropriation Committee asked why Secretary Hegseth needs $137,000 for home repairs for government residents, right? They're going to repaint the house he's moving into, right? Like
$170?
$137,000
okay.
to repaint the Secretary of Defense's house. Or
some
whatever.
Contractors charge a lot.
Well, and who knows what the house is. The Army notified the committee of an intent to exceed the $35,000 threshold for operation, maintenance, repair of a current empty family housing unit for a total requirement of this. $49,009 would be required for emergency paint job. So, due to an increase in certain types of surgeries, there is currently a glut of used phalluses. They are currently available by the bagful. Please acquire a bag of these, masticate, swallow the entire bag full.
Yes. Well done.
Yes. So I don't just want to come out and say, go eat a bag of dicks.
Right.
That's not very couth. Right?
No.
One time,
go perform an impossible sexual act.
There is I remember this band called Wasp. You remember Wasp?
Yeah. I don't remember thinking highly of them, but
no, they're not great, but they had a couple rather spicy songs, I would guess. And one of them, the lyrics were, I believe it was, and just quoting lyrics to a Wasp song, but it was suck me, eat me raw. Right? Multiple times throughout the song, that was
were they talking about a crab boil in Louisiana?
I don't know, but I can't hear you. You just moved your mic away from your mouth.
I was about to stand up. I gotta. We're
gotcha.
going long tonight, and my legs are starting to get to me.
Okay. So my half brother trying to explain to my stepmom what the song was, and so he's like, "Let me." Still cracks me up. He's like, "Here, I'll soften the lyrics for you." The song was suck me, eat me uncooked."
Yeah, it's about a crab boil in Louisiana.
Right.
A crawfish.
Oh, and I lost it. I just absolutely lost it.
Yeah, suck the head, just not sexual. We're talking about, crawfish.
Yeah, exactly. But no, that cracked me up. But anyway, but JD Vance, he got bodied. He got crushed. There's no denying that. We're in a different place where that's where some quickies. So I don't know what the hell that is. For this tab. The Department of Education terminated 3 DEI training grants totaling $15 million today. One of the institutions had previously hosted faculty workshops entitled Decolonizing the Curriculum. So answer me this, Michael.
No, I don't sure I wanna. Just because.
Okay, so
I'm kidding. No, bring it on. It just.
Oh, I know. So we get this decolonizing, and we hear people say that, the United States were just a bunch of colonizers. And, we go around forcing our opinion on other countries. And, we shouldn't ever do that, right? That's like the worst thing you could possibly do.
Yeah.
What has USAID been doing for the last 12 years?
Sure, it's only 12.
I'm saying that probably they had a different mission while Bush and Cheney were in office.
Like initially, the first couple.
No, I would say the mission of
first
USAID,
couple of rounds of checks. Yeah,
I would say that mission, the mission of the Cheney Bush, office was different than what the Biden office probably is, right? And then Obama was in there for 8 years.
Right.
Nothing changed in the office under President Trump the first time, and then Biden. So they had a completely different. So we foisted on other countries these ideas, the left-wing ideas, and made it so the aid that we gave them, the little bit of aid that we gave them for what they needed the aid for, always came with stipulations that you have to do this trans comic book or this DEI stuff, or like that was always so how is that not colonization? How is that not?
How is that influencing your policy on a sovereign state?
Correct. But that's what we've heard, that that's what we get. The United States gets accused of being. Like, that's what we've been doing.
What we had protesters, even in our fair city here, which I, for the life of me, can't imagine what good they thought I would do or how.
Right.
But
I don't think we had very many.
But the protesters that I really think this situation calls for, I mean, America should, everyone who's a homeowner paying taxes should be reaching for their pitchforks and marching on Washington.
Mm-hmm.
You've been doing what with our money?
Right?
Everyone who's had their money taken out of their payroll. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, or Bull Moose Party.
Right.
You've been paying for what? And in the meantime, I have to pay this stupid Affordable Care Act insurance, that's just half my mortgage every month. Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're not upset about what they're uncovering, your whole outlook on this is wrong.
Nope. So I think we should, since we come back tomorrow night, this is one of the things I want to look into. But this is from WikiLeaks. Everybody's been going through.
That's still real?
This, they're still there.
Yeah. All right.
USAID has pushed nearly $500 million, $472.6 million through a secretive U.S. government-financed NGO, of course, Internews Network. Internews Network has worked with 4,291 media outlets, producing in 1 year 4,800 hours of broadcasts, reaching up to 778 million people, and training over 9,000 journalists.
He spelled propagandist wrong.
Figures.
They spelled propagandist wrong.
Has also supported social media censorship initiatives.
Socialism media.
Yeah. So they claim offices in 30 countries. Paris headquarters, Kiev, Bangkok, Nairobi. It's headed up by Jean Bourgeot, who pays herself $451,000 a year. Bourgeot, I'm not going to try. Bourgeot worked out of the U.S. Embassy in Moscow during the early 90s.
The Russians?
Oh, yeah, where she was in charge with $250 million budget in other revolts or conflicts at critical times before formally rotating out of 6 years at USAID to Internews Network. So $500 million has gone into the training and other countries' media outlets. Removed Internews Network page of its chief executive, Jean Bourgeot, at the Clinton Global Initiative in 2023. Internews launches new $10 million fund supporting independent media, Michael. It's very independent, right?
Independent, yeah.
Independent media.
Free thinkers. I'm all for that.
USAID and state, the Department of State, funneled nearly $500 million through this building. That's the Internews building.
It looks a little ramshackle.
Arcata, California. 876 7th Street, Arcata, California.
Well, you know what? At least it's not like a second floor address on a 1-floor building.
Yeah. Their funding has doubled since 2016. No way.
Inflation, dude.
Absolutely no way. Executive compensation. 412, 400, 275.
Hey,
I mean,
work sucks. That's why you got to pay someone to do it.
Yeah. So, we're going to keep seeing this. We're going to keep finding these things.
Right.
It's just,
it's going to keep
coming and coming and coming.
your retirement that we paid into all of our working lives, and they keep moving the goalposts. Now you got to be 67 before you can start receiving it, because they had to keep taking the money to pay for this.
Right.
Yeah, we could have a retirement age of 55. If we didn't have to, offer a grant to study squirrel migration in Central Park.
So before we go, we're about to go because I got to go to you got to get off your feet, get home. But
and if we can do it quick, throw a canvas up. Unless someone here would like to buy a canvas I have for sale, it's great. You won't have to repaint. You just put this up on the wall to take care of the whole house.
I think you can ship that very easily.
I'd probably take it out of the frame and put it in a tube.
Let me.
You will need to reframe it if you guys buy it from me, and I have to mail it. But Kat, you can buy it.
All right. So Joe Rogan was a Bernie fan. He was a Bernie person
until Bernie became a hypocrite.
Yeah,
we'll get to that, I guess.
Until he got to this, but this is like just a minute kind of a thing. But he was a Bernie guy back a few years ago, and so this is where most people are.
It's amazing to watch all these left-wing people suddenly. Bernie Sanders making a post about how Donald Trump is trying to silence independent media was the wildest fucking gaslighting I think I've ever seen from a politician. Independent media? You mean fucking CBS? You mean CBS that edited that Kamala Harris interview to make it look like she had a really good point?
100%. And then I don't know if you caught Alex Soros reposting this claim that basically you have an unelected cabal wielding power. I mean, that's
you.
Yeah,
that's you, Alex. That's your dad. This is crazy.
Yeah, no, it's a very
whatever they accuse you of doing, they're doing
also,
10 times worse.
You haven't addressed any of the exposed corruption. All
That's
you're
what I've
talking
been
about
saying.
is the horrors of dismantling this amazing organization. What about all the shit that they've uncovered? There's not even a counter argument. Like, no, we need to fund gender fluid dance in fucking Turkey. like, what are you talking about? We need $200 million for Starbucks Keurig cups. What?
Yeah,
right. They won't. They're not. Oh yeah, no problem. James, you got to go back and watch, man. We had a lot of fun.
And funny thing about Bernie Sanders is he used to just call out millionaires for being millionaires.
Right.
And I understood it because I've been to Vermont. There ain't one reason for a millionaire to be there.
Correct.
Except they got one now.
Right.
That's why Bernie Sanders calls out billionaires now.
Right. Exactly.
And we're talking just 2 elections ago. He was calling out millionaires.
Yeah. So James, we watched the whole Department of Education thing this morning. That is just so hilarious. Okay, I know I said last thing, but this is just too much. This is just too much. So Kanye West, yay. He had a banger.
What about Beyonce?
He had a banger of a tweet tonight. I love that mustache man. Now what, bitches? Okay.
Got a right to say it.
This was
I don't have to listen.
Ye's tweet or post earlier. Okay, so you know who Eric Swalwell is, correct?
Yeah.
Representative from
California. Dating the Chinese spy.
Oh, yeah. Guess what his response, what would you think his response to Kanye tweeting this?
High fives?
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yo, Trump, get your boy.
Yep.
Do you know how many levels of messed up that is?
Oh, sure.
There are so many levels that this white guy from California is going to call Kanye West or Ye a boy and somehow claim that Donald Trump is responsible for him. Goodbye. Good night. I know you're past your bedtime, but I mean, he sat down. This obviously came directly from Representative Eric Swalwell, right? Imagine seeing this post from Kanye, right?
Yeah.
Being as stupid as it is.
Swallow's still serving?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Did anyone do the right thing?
Imagine sitting down and saying, I'm going to hit Trump with this post from Yee.
Yeah.
And this is what you come up with. This is what you type, thinking that you're scoring points for your team, because that's all this is. This is more just grandstanding, theater.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just representing the people of his district.
But this is what you come up with as your big get.
Mic drop. Yeah, right.
And here's
I love
my
that.
response, man. A member of Congress, folks. I mean, a member of Congress. I'm a member of Congress. We're members of Congress. I'm a member of Congress.
The person right under you.
Eric, come get your Chinese spy. I know that. Oh, man. Eric, African American men can no longer be considered property. Slavery has been proven inhumane and unjust. Oh, my gosh. I mean, there was nobody supporting this in the comments, like
Right.
not one person. But still, I mean, it's stupid, but how do you even think that is a...
I often, I hope, it's just the way what I really want to hear tomorrow or something, that this was an unauthorized tweet by a staffer who didn't have permission to, tweet this on, Congressman's account. We're not going to get that, but, that would leave him some base.
Right. No,
because
exactly.
I'm fully well sure he just typed that in himself.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Hey.
This is my big get. Here's my big moment. I'm going to get on X and I'm going to post this banger and I'm going to own Trump.
Who, clearly talks about Kanye West and, works with Kanye West all the time.
Oh yeah, constantly. The
last two executive orders involve Kanye West.
We are in some crazy fucking time. We just are. It's beyond. It's so fun, actually. It's hilarious. I'm just.
Yeah, except we're
here. There's nothing we can do right now.
We're all on the same wooden raft, and they're hosting a bonfire.
Yeah, exactly. Right, and they're tearing up floorboards.
But don't worry, the water the raft's on is going to put out the fire soon enough.
That's right. We're on a wooden raft. And they're running out of wood, so they're peeling up the floorboard to feed the bonfire because.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, you got it. You got it right there. Oh man. All right, let's do this tomorrow again.
Yeah. Yeah. Bring it.
Oh.
And buddy. We'll have our third panelist tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to. Love my wife, but she is a pictures and headlines kind of kind of girl.
No, and my goal is to find some real stuff that she can sink her
Yeah, I
teeth
gave you the
into and understand.
I gave you the truncated list of what Elon Musk's office has uncovered. Just $1.5 million to this country for this and that. It's like, just pick one of those and tell me which one you want your tax money going to fund. I'll wait.
Oh wow, that's a really good. Yeah, no, exactly. Actually, James just sent me a really good chart. That is a really good chart. Holy moly!
Well, don't keep me in suspense.
Not, but well, you can't really see it, but
that's because I'm old and my eyes are going bad.
Yeah, and so I'll get this blown up, but this is kind of like shows like 2019 to 2024 outlays for all of these different things like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, Veterans Affairs, and how much it's actually gone up just in those 5 years. So that is very interesting. So yeah, no stuff like this. We need to find some stuff. You look, that's our goal, Michael. You look tomorrow too. Find some stuff that we can show how crazy this actually has been the last few years.
The past 4 years, we had a president with, old tapioca for
right,
a working brain.
There were actually people that were. There were actually people that were. Oh, we didn't even get into this too. Damn it! There's so much that happened today too. So, what do you think happens when you have a bunch of high school students that skip school to go protest?
A riot.
Yeah, but
because you don't get organized people peacefully obeying the law.
Right, but do you think they riot with each other? Do you think how do you think they actually riot?
Oh, they bring hammers out, start banging up the sidewalk to make the rocks.
No.
Well, that's how the Chinese do it.
No, they start fighting with each other.
That's plan.
And then they stab each other.
Well, it's California, you can't.
That was actually a guy with a knife just now. See, right here. Do you see the guy in the black hoodie? Okay, watch this. Right there. Do you see that?
Oh, dude, poor knife control.
Yep. Well, nope. He got him good right there.
In the back.
Oh, yeah. Like right in the side, actually. You can see it. And I've seen this a couple times. I didn't realize. I mean, he got him good. I finally get to actually see that. But yeah, he stabbed the shit out of him just there. And then he takes off running.
Well, luckily for the kid, well, I don't know. It's a slice wounds are pretty bad because, you get good volume across.
Yeah.
Whereas stab is, just kind of like a wide flat puncture.
So the other thing that really,
that should be a 10-year sentence though.
I was actually had this on. I had this on while I was working and it was live. So I caught this live. You have a giant bunch of teenagers
full of piss and vinegar.
Right. Do you think there are any first responders anywhere near this?
Wait, you tell me this was scheduled?
Oh yeah.
Was it?
Yes, they knew this was.
And no one thought
it's been happening. This has been happening for the last 4 days.
Oh yeah.
But they knew this was going to happen. It took 15 minutes before the first responder showed up to give this kid any kind of attention. 15.
Oh, so no law enforcement for crowd control.
No first responders at all anywhere near this. It took 15 minutes, and the first responders that showed up obviously were LAPD.
Yeah,
and then I think
there
was a couple of LA County sheriffs. So, but it took 15 minutes for the first responder to get there, the first police officer to get there, and it probably took another 5 minutes before the ambulance and the paramedics got there. So this kid bled for 20 minutes before anybody showed up. This is the kind of leadership that you have in LA right now.
And just not to play devil's advocate, but I'm just wondering how long it was from the slice and dice there to dispatch being made aware, because remember, everyone's holding up their phone filming
no,
this.
so actually the guy filming it called 911 right away. I mean, the call went in like right there, and he's like, "We need paramedics. Somebody just got stabbed." And in fact, you can hear it.
Well,
Right here.
Johnny Good citizenry on this person. You're not sharing.
So okay, so he cut it out, but he basically called like right away.
You got to stop filming and use the phone you're holding, people.
Yeah, nope. He had a separate phone.
Yeah.
So this guy IRT Media, actually, he lost his first. He had a channel called First Responders Media, and so he was Southern California. He followed around, dude, Bakersfield. There's like 10 people that follow the cops around and film them.
Right. Like
10
first
of
minute
them.
auditors and whatnot.
Yeah, but not even that. These people are like stringers / just live streamers that aren't even. They're not trying to even audit the police. They're just filming them. Oh yeah, I'm not sharing shit. Okay. This is yeah. I was sharing earlier though.
You were, but
so this guy had this channel. And he went. So what he did though is he went down to the border and showed the border crossing people. He had a moment where this guy come across the border, and he interviews these people as he asks this guy who is, and the guy's like, "You don't know who I am?" He's like, "No." He's like, "You will find out." He was Arabic. And he made some he basically said, "I'm like one of the top, I'm wanted in all these different countries. I'm, and you will find out who I am." Right. So that went viral. Rogan showed it. All these people showed it. But guess what happened?
He was found and arrested?
No, they got rid of his channel. They got rid of the First Responders Media channel on YouTube. Completely got rid of his channel because he went viral with that moment. Google punished him for reporting something on the border, for reporting a terrorist coming through the border. YouTube took down First Responders Media's channel because of that.
Yeah.
That's the level of where we are now. Because he went viral, because all these people showed that clip, he lost his entire channel. So, I mean, because people flocked to the channel, he got all these subscribers on it. So they can't have that. You can't have that.
We have a liberal friend, a mutual liberal friend, whose his position is that Elon Musk bought Twitter to rig the election, against Biden and the Democrats. And I'm just, so that whole part at the beginning of his new ownership, uncovering the censorship and the Democrats' influence over the control, that wasn't, it was the upcoming election 2.5 years later, right? That's your position?
Exactly.
Can't convince them of anything, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, they get a daily email, I'm sure of it, and they make sure that they're all on the same page of nonsense to spew like it's gospel.
So send him this next time, Michael. This is a Time magazine article about the 2020 election.
Right.
The secret history of the shadow campaign that saved the 2020 election.
I know.
This is a history of what the liberal groups did and the media did to sway the election. So
I know. I had told him too that after you mentioned about Elon, rigging the election, I'm like, dude, there's Democrats have a long way to go before they have a leg to stand on when it comes to accusing someone of rigging the election.
This is This is them bragging
a play-by-play that we all saw going on at the time
about how the media swung the 2020 election and what they did, and even Meta, Facebook spending like hundreds of millions of dollars. And the screwed up thing is we don't know how much USAID spent on the 2020 election, because they did.
Well, I mean, we know sort of through the money laundering. Say we know how much they say they paid Politico,
right?
And we know how much Politico had influence over. Like you've seen that one, like YouTube reel or what have you, of all these different news networks from all across the country, and you start off with one reading her story off the teleprompter.
Oh yeah.
Then they clip to another one who's actually saying in sync. And then you just get a screen of, 32 people all saying the same thing.
Yep.
Not talking over each other. You can actually hear them singing in chorus.
Yep. But that was actually a right-leaning
media
outlet. So it happens on both sides, but not as it's not as prevalent. The right-leaning media, and in fact, the right-leaning folks of Congress, they're not as together as the Democrats are. The Democrats, like
the Democrats were.
Well, they're really
not together right now.
No, but like we talked about. Anyway, all right, we got to go.
I
appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out longer.
Cats to pet.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we will see you tomorrow, though.
Yep.
And thank you. We'll talk to you later.